Homestead. Merry Christmas. I just wanted to quickly wish you all a Merry Christmas. I'm going to give it a little bit of time for people to join. Since it is Christmas, probably most people are doing other things, but for those of you that are available and are watching YouTube right now, I want to talk to you really quick and just show you the temple lot. It's foggy today. It was foggy yesterday too, which has really added to just this Christmas this year. We've enjoyed, my wife and I have enjoyed going out and driving in it, and all day today pretty much has been foggy. And I don't know, it's just a special thing for this Christmas. As you can see, there's the Church of Christ, or the Community of Christ Auditorium there. It looks pretty incredible when you have these foggy conditions. There's Amy Loria. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Amy. Merry Christmas to everybody that's watching. Looks like we have 17. It's kind of more than I expected. The fog is pretty thick. Of course, it always shows up differently on camera. David, Merry Christmas. Kat McDonald, Merry Christmas from Washington State. Yeah. So what have you guys been doing for Christmas so far? Have you guys been having a good Christmas? For us, you know, all of our family lives out west, and so it's just me, my wife, and my kids. So we just had a nice Christmas morning, opened presents, and of course took a nice nap because we didn't go to bed until late last night. And my girls like to wake up really early when it's still dark outside to open presents, and so didn't get much sleep, took a nap. Let's see, Beverly Field, Merry Christmas from Tucson, Arizona. The Haystack, who lives down in Springfield, Missouri, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'm loving it. You know, I don't know if any of it means anything, but we had winter solstice this year that coincided with, I think it was the 8th day of lighting candles for Hanukkah. It was also the first day of the month of Tevet on the Hebrew calendar, which is the month of Dan, and I feel like that's significant. And then we had President Holland, who unfortunately was hospitalized yesterday. And then here in Independence, it's all foggy. It was foggy yesterday, and as you can see, it's foggy today. On top of that, I don't know if you saw my video from earlier today, but I haven't checked today, but it was saying that there are probably going to be all sorts of records broken for the warmest Christmas this year. Oh, there we go. Now you can see the Community of Christ Temple. You couldn't really see it back over there. So there's just a lot of things going on this Christmas season. President Nelson passed away a few months ago. It's kind of an interesting time. Okay, Sheila Harding, Merry Christmas from Alabama at Yummy Chinese Restaurant. Ooh, I love Chinese. Let's see, Rita Miller, Merry Christmas from San Antonio, Texas. 80 degrees here. I wonder how warm it is there usually on Christmas. I guess I should know because I lived in Texas for 3 years, but I actually don't really remember very well. Kat McDonald says, we make empanadas Christmas Eve, open presents and brunch Christmas morning. No snow. It's been so warm. Yep. Well, it seems like that's the case for most of the United States. It's warm, and in my video today I was kind of wondering maybe it's meant to be. One of the main features of the second coming is it's going to get really hot. when Christ comes. But in addition to that, there have been articles that have pointed out that much of the country is experiencing temperatures and weather that's more similar to spring than winter. And so I think that could be significant. Here in the United States central area, the area presidency has been talking about how we need to, from Christmas until Easter, have it be one big season, how Christmas should lead up to Easter. And so I just think it's interesting that a lot of us are experiencing this kind of spring-like weather. In Utah, there was an article that said that I think at the Triad Center there are some trees that have started to bloom because they're confused by the warm temperatures. Let's see, the haystack. We do a Mediterranean or Bethlehem dinner tonight, but got some recreations of the facsimiles on papyrus, which has been cool. Oh yeah, that's really neat. So anyway, I just wanted to touch base. I just wanted to show you what it looks like here in Independence Day on Christmas Day. It's nice and foggy. It really, for me, it adds to the magic of Christmas when it's foggy like this. I really don't mind there being no snow. I love it when it's a white Christmas, but I'm not a huge fan of snow. Here, I guess while I'm doing this live stream, why don't we get a look at the Independence Visitor Center. Let's see, Beverly Field says warmest Christmas with pear trees blooming. If there is a cold snap, then the fruit will not set. Make sure you have canned fruit in storage. Okay. So hopefully you can see the Independence Visitor Center over there. Hopefully it's showing up on your screen. You can see the Christmas tree that's inside. I wonder if they have their nativity set up. Like if it's like lit up. Oh, it is. You know what? Let's go over there. That would be a good way to end this video. Let's go over to that nativity scene. Okay. That car is probably wondering what I'm doing. Recording a video. I'm in my comfy clothes. I'm just in some gym shorts and a shirt. I don't need anything else. It's not that cold. For most people, they would probably be wearing pants and a long sleeve shirt, but for me, it's fine. Yeah, let's go over here. I'm sorry if the video is all like shaky. Normally under low lighting conditions, that tends to be what happens. If it was daytime, it'd probably be a lot smoother. I've always loved how at nighttime you have this blue glow coming out of the Independence Visitor Center. And because of the tall windows, you can look right inside and you can see the Christus in there. Let's go ahead and get a good look. I love that they have a Christus here. And this is why we celebrate Christmas. And hopefully we'll see him again soon at his second coming. Which is really hard to imagine him actually being here, because we try and picture what he looks like. We try and picture what he sounds like. We try and picture what he would actually talk like. And I know we have the scriptures, but to actually hear his voice, to actually have him address a congregation or address the entire church, that would be, for me, really surreal. I still feel that kind of like the closest that we've had to that is when President Oaks, before President Nelson passed away, when he gave that unusual talk where he did almost nothing but quote the words of Christ in the scriptures. It's probably the closest that we've come to actually hearing like a direct sermon from Christ, where we're not just reading it, somebody's speaking out loud. Okay, let's go over to the nativity over there. I don't know if you saw my live stream yesterday. Jenica and I, we love drives. And you should know this if you've been watching my channel. We go on drives all the time. We did it all the time back in Kansas. Wait, let's go look over here really quick. This is a cool view. I love that auditorium. It looks amazing, especially at nighttime, and especially when there's fog or when the clouds are low. Yeah, look at that. Jeez. In my video yesterday, that probably not a whole lot of people watched because it was Christmas Eve, and I did a lot of videos yesterday. It's just how it worked out. But I was talking, part of the video, I was talking about how when it talks about like the tabernacle, when Israel was wandering in the wilderness, and how it was surrounded by a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. And there was a quote that I was reading talking about the fact that when this temple is constructed over here, when that's constructed and in the millennium, there will be something similar or the exact same phenomena. And I kind of wondered, as I've like seen visuals like this lately, if it's simply just like fog, you know, because like a lot of times I think it's depicted as like a really tight cloud around the tabernacle or the temple, and then like a literal pillar of fire at night. But I wonder if it's more like this, like what you're looking at right now, where it's foggy conditions, so it's like a cloud, and in daytime it's a cloud by day, but then at nighttime, if you have a structure, say, you know, the tabernacle or a temple, and if it has lights like the auditorium right here, it kind of looks like a pillar of fire at night. So I don't know, maybe it is more supernatural looking, but maybe this is what what that actually means. Okay, Goblin Camper is here. Merry Christmas from St. George, Utah. The temperature here is mild, about in the mid-50s. And then Nick Ledbetter says 57 in Spanish Fork. I heard recently from one of the sister missionaries, like one of the young sister missionaries, that they're going to be replacing this door. Let's get one more look at the Christus in there. I've never come at a time when the door was functioning, this rotating door. I would have liked to have experienced that. I would actually like if it just got fixed, but I wouldn't mind it being, you know, changed out with just regular doors. Okay, but anyway, what I was going to say before I went on a long tangent was, yesterday, my wife and I were going for a drive, and we went to Far West just because it's a nice drive. Oh no, and I also wanted to get pictures. of the fog. I already have pictures of the fog here at the temple lot, so I wanted to get some pictures of the fog at Far West, and it was great. And we'd actually been there the day before on the 23rd to do some Christmas shopping, and somebody had set up a like a little nativity scene made out of sticks and leaves and acorns right there at the Far West Temple site. And so I love that somebody did that. And now here we are at the Independence Visitor Center, and they have an actual nativity scene. The last time I was here, I don't remember there being blue lights. I thought it was all just like warm white lights. So I don't know if they just recently added that. Oh, I can see the moon peeking through. That's the first time tonight. So, yeah. All right, well, I need to get back to Jenica, and then we need to go home and enjoy the rest of the day. But I just felt like, you know, usually on days like this, when it's a holiday, we like to go on a drive, and just with how amazing the atmosphere is tonight, I wanted to share that with you really quick. Let me just read a few more chats. Let's see. JKA J. Cop Piper says the auditorium looks like an alien spaceship with lights. I really like, yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? I really like it because it's done in Art Deco style. I looked it up earlier this year. I've already forgotten, but I think it was constructed in the 1920s. So a lot of it is Art Deco, and I really like that kind of architecture. Deborah Goodman says, Merry Christmas from Butler, Pennsylvania. It is 34 degrees here, and we are expecting ice and sleet tonight. Oh no. I feel blessed to be about 40 minutes or less from our new Pittsburgh temple. I love your podcast. Oh yeah, that was an interesting story. When they dedicated that temple, I remember it was Elder Uchtdorf that did it, and he was talking about how Pittsburgh is a city of bridges, and I can't remember the main points of my video, but I remember it was interesting. I think he made a reference to the Second Coming. Brian Kramer says, I agree, the auditorium looks awesome at night. A view I enjoyed often when I was there. Also, the rotating entrance door didn't even work, or was locked during the 90s. Oh man. Yeah, so hopefully they'll change that out. And just like Far West, I hope that at some point they change the sign over here. They've already done it for Adam on Diamond, where they have the updated style of sign, but Far West and the Independence still have like this older type. But at least this one, it has the new, again, I don't know what you call it. It's not the full church symbol, but it's this type of lettering in text size rather than the older one. So at least that's updated. Okay, just a couple more. Oops, let's see. Okay, this Christmas was one for the record books in Utah. Salt Lake City tied its warmest temperature ever recorded on the holiday in 151 years. Yeah, and remember what happened during conference where you had that, there was that 100-year storm that hit Tooele, and there was flooding in Salt Lake City itself, even though it was minor, but there was flooding in the city as General Conference was going on. Let's see, and then this will be the last one, then I'm going to go. The first time I went there in 1990, there was redness of a pageant stage and lights behind the building. And then one day I went back and it was all gone. They said they simply stopped doing pageants. Yeah, that was something that ended with President Nelson, I would have loved to have experienced a pageant here at the Independence Visitor Center grounds. So I'm sad about that. At least on the 5th of July, they do that fireworks display. And so I'm going to be able to get to enjoy that every year. But yeah. All right. Well, once again, I hope you guys are having a Merry Christmas. Please think about the Savior, and let's think about what we need to do in our lives to become more like Him. Get on the covenant path if you're not already on it. Stay on the covenant path and stay strong and help others get on the covenant path, because He came here to provide that for us and to help us come back into the presence of our Heavenly Father. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Merry Christmas.